Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's late, but I thought I'd just jump on and do a stream and take a look at this. All these players have withdrawn from the international teams. I can't believe how many players have withdrawn from Arsenal. I don't know if it's mind games. I don't know if there's genuine injuries. I don't know if the representatives of the national countries have sent them home and the physios, etc., or Mikel Arteta's called for them, which I don't think that would happen because the international teams will say what's happening. They will call the shots. But if all these players are injured for Arsenal, then Mikel Arteta deserves 90% of the blame. If all these players are injured, he seriously deserves 90% of the blame, because I'll tell you two things what stood out to me where I'm thinking, no way should these players be playing. When we played Wolverhampton Wanderers at home at the Emirates, 13th of December, where we struggled, and Arteta played Zubamendi and Declan Rice. Just let that sink in. At home, when Arsenal played Wolverhampton Wanderers, who at the time, Wolves hadn't even won a game all season. Yes, Rob Edwards has got them into a bit of form, beating Liverpool, beating Aston Villa, drawing to Arsenal. But at the time, Wolves had not won one match in the Premier League. And Mikel Arteta played Declan Rice and Zubamendi in Arsenal's midfield. Let that just sink in and make you think, yeah, he is the problem. He is the problem. Not one person can tell me anything what would justify Arteta for playing Zubamendi and Declan Rice at home against bottom of the league Wolverhampton Wanderers, who've not won a game all season. No excuse whatsoever. None of them should have been playing, or if he picked one of them, it should have been either Zubamendi or Declan Rice, or it should have been Norgard with Miles Lewis-Skelly, or Norgard, Eze and Miles Lewis-Skelly. And I'll tell you another thing as well. When we were 4-0 up, yeah, let that sink in. 4-0 up. 4-0 up, yeah? 4-0 up. Game done and dusted. When we beat Leeds, when we were beating Leeds at Ellen Road, and Mikel Arteta keeps Declan Rice on the pitch. 4-0 up, people. The game is done and dusted, and he keeps Declan Rice on the pitch. So not once have I seen any of these so-called big profiles mention anything about Mikel Arteta that he takes the blame for this. It's not all on him, but he should take 90% of the blame if these players, what's on that list, are genuinely injured. He deserves massive blame, because this could disrupt our season with our team. It could unbalance us big time. And we've got Southampton coming up, then we've got Sporting Lisbon on the Tuesday, then we've got Bournemouth. Black's Crow, big up, Mr. Rich. Big up, Black's Crow. Hope you're well, my guy. Let's go. Mal practice at its finest. Yep. He knows he is likely to lose without his starters, even against League One teams. Absolutely. Yep. He's panicking. He's shitting himself. And the thing what bugs me, annoys me, is that I could say it 20 times just in a stream. Why did he play Zubamendi and Declan Rice on the 13th of December against Wolverhampton Wanderers, bottom of the league, who've not won a game all season? That's what a manager what's just would be natural for him, just to rest players. You'd think, right, okay, we've got Wolves, not won a game all season. Perfect for Norgard. Because Norgard, believe it or not, is an ex-Brentford captain, established Premier League player, and a Denmark international who's scored last week. But this manager, Mikel Arteta, treats Norgard like a youth team player. So when people saying this is happening, that's happening, all on Twitter, posting these things like we've got up now. Not once have I seen them mention anything about the biggest culprit where this is coming from. Because if you cannot rest your players when you're sitting top of the league and you're playing at home on the 13th of December through the Christmas period, it was under the lights, it was on Sky on a Saturday night, and you've got a team that's not won a game all season, and you have to play your best defensive-minded midfielders, even in that game, that just shows you what Mikel Arteta's all about, let me tell you. That just shows you exactly what a manager he is. He would lay in a bath in a life jacket. And then, to top it off, 4-0 up against Leeds United at Ellen Road, and Arteta still keeps Declan Rice on pitch. Why? Why? Even I can say, of course you won't keep Declan Rice on pitch when you're 4-0 up. Anybody what's got something about them would know for a fact, why the hell would you keep your best players on the pitch when you're 4-0 up? He's the biggest problem, people. He's the biggest problem at this football club. And so many people keep ignoring it and thinking, oh, because I get all these little gigs at Arsenal, I get all these press conferences, I'm in and around match day, post-match and everything. Yeah, but they're lying out there, absolute arse every single day, because he has been the problem at Arsenal Football Club, and he's still the problem. Now, we don't know if these players are genuinely injured, but if they are, that's a problem. That's a problem, because look how many we've got. That is a problem. Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Leonardo Trossard, Eberechi Eze, Jure, Timber, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Nani Madueke, Pierre and Cape, Martin Zubimendi. You absolutely fucking arsehole. I can't wait till he gets out of this club. I really can't. It's time. It's time. Someone like him felt backlash, and he deserves pressure. Bad pressure. Deserves massive pressure now, because he gets away with everything. Everything. Look, Zubimendi, look, there you go. Neck brace on. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? It doesn't surprise you, because Zubimendi has been playing nearly every game. And I'll say it for the 4th time already. He played against Wolverhampton Wanderers, bottom of the league, not won a game all season at the time, 13th of December, Zubimendi, Declan Rice play. And guess what? Here we are now, approaching April, crunch time of the season, and we've potentially got loads of injuries. Now, before anyone says anything, of course you get players injured. It can happen anytime. Any human being can get injured doing anything. But this manager needs to take at least 90% of the blame for this. He deserves 90% of the blame for these players getting injured, because he hasn't got a clue how to manage a squad. He's got players like Miles Lewis-Skelly, don't even give him game time. Christian Norgard, don't even give him game time. He treats Norgard like a youth team player. Seriously, this manager is the problem. And if we don't go on and win the league, and we end up having all our team disrupted because of these players are injured, then Mikel Arteta needs to get out of this Emirates fast. Because I'm telling you, even if we don't win that league or that Champions League, there's going to be the biggest backlash you could probably imagine in football for a long time. Long time. Let's go halfway through the season. Look at my knee. It's fucked. Rice. That's what I'm saying. Even against Brighton, when Declan Rice wanted to come off, he ended up having to stay on. I think it was. It's just not. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Now, I don't know if these injuries are serious, how long they are, but so 9 of the 10 Arsenal outfielders who have played the most minutes this season have pulled out of international duty this month. Victor Gyökeres is only the one not to have withdrawn. Wow. Wow. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's I'm not very happy about this. I'm not. I'm really not because it's him again. He's just the biggest culprit. He really is. There's nothing really else you can add to it. Neither I don't think Zubimendi from Spain squad and will return to Arsenal due to discomfort in his right knee. I mean, where's this coming from? Where the hell is this coming from? Pierre Nkapé seemed to be in discomfort after recovery run of Ecuador's draw to Morocco Friday and singled to the bench that he needed to be substituted before going to the ground. Fucking on fire. Look at this. Just look at this, people. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. And then we've got a bit of transfer news. Reported Arsenal target Nicolo Tresasoldi, 21, has scored 10 goals in his last 10 games for club and country. The striker has recorded 17 goals for Club Brugge this campaign, including 4 in the Champions League. Apparently, Arsenal's looking at him. Arsenal are currently favourites to sign Club Brugge striker Nicolo Tresasoldi, 21. The Gunners are already in talks over a move and are seriously interested in the signing. I mean, I assume that's going to be to replace Gabriel Jesus, I imagine. But these injuries are not acceptable. Not acceptable. Please do smash the likes as well and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And let me know what you think. Is Mikel Arteta to blame? In fact, I don't even want to ask. He is to blame. Not all. I would say at least 90%. But you know what? He'll get protected because that's what happens with this guy. He's got all these little muppets and these little PR merchants running around for him. And oh yes, Mikel. Oh no, it's not your fault. Don't you worry, Mikel. We'll protect you. We'll peddle all this bullshit out for you. So so it makes you look good and makes you look like nothing's gone wrong on your part and you didn't do anything. That's all that'll happen. They'll be peddling things out and stuff. There'll probably be new merchandise out tomorrow, to be honest. That's just what this club do, especially with this era with Arteta. Can't believe how many players I, I really can't. It's just unacceptable. Look at that. Fucking hell. That is just not. That is just unacceptable. I generally wonder what the Cronkies think about these injuries. Well, Blacks, I will say this. Stan couldn't give a shit. That is facts. Stan does not care one bit. He's not interested at all. Josh, he will be alerted and informed about it, definitely, because Josh is now obviously involved with Arsenal. He's a lot more involved. He turns up to England a lot more. Probably not as much as he should, but he turns up. But he'll be informed. He'll be informed to what's going on. But if these are genuine injuries, like with Zubimendi with his knee and that could be 3 weeks straight away. I mean, does it tell you? I think it does. Oh shit! It doesn't. Not on this one. But Zubimendi with like a brace on his knee, that could be 3 weeks straight away. Noni Madueke, which, well, we've just got the same version as what Chelsea have, but that could be a month. Let's go. Josh looked pretty unhappy shaking Arteta's hand after the effort. Yeah, he did. But this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. If these are injuries like where they're not like injured, do you know what I mean? And they're just taking the players back from international duty, being precautious, even though that won't be allowed because the international team, whoever they're representing, would have a say in it, or Arteta's trying to play mind games or whatever, or all these players have genuinely got knocks and are injured, then Arteta deserves massive blame on this. Massive blame, because he's overplayed these players big time. And I've already mentioned it 4 times, but when you played Declan Rice and Zubimendi against Wolverhampton Wanderers on the 13th of December, who was rock bottom of the league, even though they still are, and not won a game all season, and you play Zubimendi and Declan Rice when you're at home at Emirates on 13th of December, no way. That is unacceptable. You do not play. That's a game for Norgard or for someone like Norgard and Mars Lewis Skelly. But instead, he plays Declan Rice and Zubimendi. And then when we're 4-0 up against Leeds United, he goes and plays Declan Rice right till end and don't even take him off. I mean, and yet you get Pep Man City's manager, on the 8th of February, playing against Liverpool at Anfield, and he's got Reinders, Cherky and Foden on the bench. You know why? Because he thinks it's just natural. Start resting your players, keep them fresh for the running. He's not a dickhead. He knows we've got international games coming up. And look at all Man City players now. Last Sunday, 1 week yesterday, they gave Arsenal a footballing lesson. They absolutely humiliated us. And all the players look fresh, they look fit, they look strong, they look quick, alert. Some of these Arsenal players are dead on the fucking ground because of that prick. Because he does not know how to use a squad and he overplays everybody. He's an absolute... I can't stand him. Tried to back him once and that was it. The moment he said, don't be satisfied with second, want much more, we're going to get it. And then he goes and signs Calafiore and Mikel Moreno when we needed a striker and a backup for Saka that season. That was the last time I said, right, that's it. I'm out. We'll never, ever back this manager again. If he wins league, but just get the fuck out of this club. Because he'll never win it again. Never. KK, big up Rich and everyone. Hope you're all good. Good to see you in the chat, KK. Yeah, big up to everybody as well who's locked in the chat. Smash those likes and do subscribe to the channel. It really does help. Texas injuries have drained any hopes of Arsenal's title hopes. I mean, Texas, big up to my guy. It actually could be. That could be the case, mate. Blacks Grow, Texas, Kiki. Big up, people. Big up, everybody. Hope everybody's good. But this is just like yesterday, I'm like, are we taking piss here? Another player's injured. I'm like, I'm sure someone's trolling here. This is fake news. And every time it was real. Texas, hit the likes, people. Thank you very much, Texas, my guy. Good to see you in the chat. Blacks Grow, drop a like and sub on your way in. Thank you very much, Blacks. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Texas, Blacks Grow, KK, Blacks Grow, Texas, big up. Blacks Grow, Rice has had to sub himself at least twice this season. Only player that has the clout to do it. Yep, absolutely. Because he's like, right, I want to get off and I'm coming off. It's simple as that. Yep. KK, lack of rotation. Rice has been playing like a machine. Yep, and that's what I'm saying. He's been absolutely ran into ground and he's had to cover for Zubimendi at times. What's that? Jack Swagger, big up to you, my guy. We've had some of the most phantom injuries that seem to have been picked up during training or during seemingly weird circumstances. I agree. Arteta has run our players into the ground. Yep, exactly. And then you get Pep, 8th of February, playing Man City. Got Cherky, Foden and Reinders on bench. Do you know what I mean? That just shows just natural. You start resting your players because you've got the crunch time with all the competitions coming in. You've got the internationals. Arteta, does he think? No, because he just does exactly what he wants to do all the time. Gavin L, big up Rich, big up Gavin. Good to see you in the chat, my guy. Big up to everybody who's locked in. That's great. That's right. Big up. Never seen so many injuries during a pre-match warm-up as well. Exactly. Absolutely. Calafiore, Saliba. I think Saka against Saliba against Liverpool, Saka against Leeds, Calafiore against Wigan. That's 3. That's Crow, Gavin, Wagwan. Texas, why was Ranieri sent out on loan? There we go. Exactly. When we face an injury crisis every season, especially at this time of year, like does this manager not learn from last season when we had at the same time Jesus, Martinelli, Saka, and Havertz are all at the same time, the 4 attacking players, and yet he doesn't which obviously even when you're an attacking player, and he doesn't send him out on loan again when you've just had that last season. I mean, this is what I'm saying, people. This honestly, this man, I tell you, you can tell he's never managed before because of some of the things he does. It's just a lack of experience, but he should be doing them now because he's had way too long in the job. He spent way too much money, and if these injuries are genuine, then I'm just going to turn around and say you played Zubimendi on the 13th of December, and you played Declan Rice. Well, you played Zubimendi, Declan Rice on the 13th of December against Wolverhampton Wanderers, bottom of the league, not won a game all season. Don't tell me that you've been rotating your squad, you fucking prick. And then you kept Declan Rice on when we were 4-0 up against Leeds United at Ellen Road, and you're telling me you've been rotating your squad. Bullshit. You do not rotate your squad. You're a stubborn, smug prick and gets away with everything. And he's got all these little puppets peddling it out for him on social media. Not one of them have said the facts. What the facts are, he is 90% the cause of these injuries, if they're genuine. Mikel Arteta is 90% the problem why these players have got injured. Let's grow. Texas, bad attitude, they said. Highly unlikely. I mean, and I'll show it and all because I this is what bugs me. Like, just things like this. Let me just show you this. This is really what, when I see this, I just think this game just. I think if someone comes out and says, "Well, you know, Arteta's been unlucky," no, he's done this himself. He's done this himself because look. No, I didn't want that. Why did it just get off? Arteta's caused this. Ready? Look at this. Where are we? I've literally said it 4 times in this stream already, like a parrot repeating myself. But look at this. Look at this. There we go. 1 minute. There we go. Show you in a minute. Just look at this. This is what I will use against. If anyone says, "Well, he's been unlucky with injuries," no, I'll show you. This is what I will always keep saying. I've said it 4 times already as well. This is what annoys me, right? When I looked at this and I thought, why are you putting one second? Let me show it, yeah. There you go, look. There you go. Look at that. 13th of December. I've said it 4 times on my stream already. And we were lucky, like, look at that. Look at that. 2 own goals. And this team, Wolverhampton Wanderers, had not won a game all season when we played them. They've obviously got a bit of form with Rob Edwards, beat Aston Villa, like I said. They beat Liverpool, drawn to Arsenal. But look at that. Just look at that. All game. All game. Zubamendi, Declan Rice playing against Wolves. All game they played. All game. No excuse for that whatsoever. None. All right, let me just... where are we? Yeah, seen that one. Seen Gavin's. Big up Rich. Big up Gavin, my guy. Yeah, seen that. Seen that. Seen that. Seen that. That's great. If anything, Arteta is beyond lucky. He's gotten this far. We've had some favourable outcomes this season. I mean, you talk about games, how shambolic we've played and managed to win or draw. There's many. It's too many to list. KK Wanyeri was one of our best players last season. He shouldn't have been getting game time. He should be getting game time for us. Absolutely, KK. Even Wanyeri last season scored 9 goals for Arsenal. EFL, Premier League, and the Champions League. Are you telling me a young lad, what's just turned 19, by the way, this month, does not deserve to be getting game time when he scores 9 goals in a breakthrough season as a young lad? You're telling me that when you've got players like Kai Havertz, Martinelli, Trossard, where you might get one good game about every 6 or 7 games out of him, deserves to be playing more than Ethan Wanyeri? Fuck off. No chance. No chance. Ethan Wanyeri is more than good enough to be in this Arsenal team, and so is Miles Lewis-Skelly. Let's go. I'll never forget Jesus taking credit for the winning own goal. Exactly. And then there's this, look, I'll show you this one. I mean, but this is just when, if people start saying, oh, well, Arteta, he's been unlucky with injury. No, he's been an absolute prig and not resting any single play. There's no way anyone can justify that, playing Declan Rice and Zubamendi against the bottom of the league, Wolverhampton Wanderers. And we made that we made that game very hard work, by the way. We struggled like fuck. Right, so there's this one and all. This is another one of my examples. This is just things what I'll not forget. Like, there we go. I'll show you this. There you go, look. All game, you're 4-0 up. You are 4-0 up against Leeds United. And that goal actually was given to Noni Madueke, apparently. Instead of Caldalo, they ended up giving it to him. But look at that. You are 4-0 up, and you keep Declan Rice on all game. You keep Gabriel on all game. Saliba on all game. Gyökeres came off. Sorry, on. Off. Zubamendi. All game. Do you know what I mean? There's no excuse for that. No excuse for it whatsoever. Why is he playing players when you are 4-0 up against Leeds United and keeping Gabriel on the pitch, Saliba on the pitch, Declan Rice on the pitch, like he did against Wolves? Jesus, man. This manager, I swear to God. Aidan, maybe trophies is not the club's top priority. Aidan, welcome to the channel, my guy. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. I think you are new. I mean, Aidan, when you say it like that, I'd like to say definitely they want to win trophies, but it makes you wonder. It makes you think. Are they still not as bothered as they make out. And as long as that money rolls in, which we've made, I think about 90 million already through TV revenue and getting far into competitions. I think we've made about 90 million already. But you know what, Aidan? It makes you wonder. Well, it makes you wonder. Do they actually want to win Trippier? Because I tell you something, against Man City, we got taught a footballing lesson. We got humiliated, man, against Man City. They absolutely owned us. They made us look stupid. Like I said overnight, if you'd have turned telly on, you didn't know anything about football, you'd have thought the team in blue was top at league by about 10 points, and Arsenal were about 12. But just things like this, like the amount of injuries, what we've got is a lot. It is a lot. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we are going to be able to handle it. I'm not sure if they are genuine injuries. That is, I just don't know. But this is. I'll keep this up now for a little bit. The screen of the injuries. This is what we've got out at the moment. That's the players. I mean, what do you think to that, guys? That is just not acceptable. That is not acceptable. Look at all those players. Now, I'm not saying every one of them is going to be out for 2-3 weeks. Some of them might be out for a day. Some of them might not even be really injured. Some of them might just be, it just might be being precautious. But him right there, stood right there, that stubborn smug prick, he should be taking 90% of this blame. Arteta is the biggest problem in this football club. Now, I want to find out, and all I want to know what's going on. How long are these players going to be out? If there's any long term, I think Noni Madueke, I think he's going to be out for about 3-4 weeks, I would say. Apparently they reckon he could be back in about 3 for the Man City game, which is 19th of April, I think 18th or 19th of April. So I just don't know. I don't know. But that many injuries is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And the guy what stood there, he is 90% of the problem why we have got injuries. And I could keep saying it all night, because you do not play Declan Rice and Zubimendi against Wolverhampton Wanderers, bottom of the league. What was bottom of the league, still bottom of the league, and hadn't even won a game all season when Arsenal played them on the 13th of December. You do not play Declan Rice and Zubimendi. There was no need for it. Why the hell did we buy Norgard? Is Norgard just a player what trains with him in week and then just sits on bench on match day? You treat him like a freaking youth team player, man. Is it Denmark international, an established Premier League footballer? He's ex-captain of Brentford, and Arteta treats Norgard like he's a youth team player. This guy, Arteta, is the luckiest manager in football, and he has not got a clue how to manage a squad, and it's proven. Playing Zubimendi, Declan Rice against Wolves, and then even when you're 4-0 up, you're keeping Declan Rice on pitch. You're 4-0 up against Leeds, Ellen Road, you're keeping Declan Rice on pitch. Gabriel, Saliba. I'm sorry, but he is 90% of the problem if these injuries are quite genuine and we're going to lose a few. Snapshot Studio. Arteta's fear of losing and his own insecurities is running the team into the ground. Great point, Snapshot Studio. Smash the likes as well, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It really does help. Into the ground. He has got a massive trust issue and his squad handling is appalling. Love it. Snapshot Studio. If you've got a channel, I'll sub to you as well. That's what I'm saying. It is. The way he handles the squad is horrendous. Why the hell is he even one year in our Arsenal Football Club? And you find yourself keep repeating it all the time. I'm going to say this again now. Even when a breakthrough season last season, scored 9 goals, EFL, Premier League, Champions League. What more can you ask from a young lad what's just turned 19 this month? Scoring in the Champions League, a Premier League. He scored 1 goal for Arsenal this season against Brighton. He scored 2 for Marseille as well. So he scored 12 goals from last season to this season for Arsenal and Marseille. You know, Martinelli and Trossard and that, even when Year is miles better than them, he's more effective than them. Every time he gets on ball, he causes problems. Oh, because he's not a defensive-minded player. Yeah, that's it. Always got to remember that with Mikel Arteta. We've got to remember that because he likes number 10s and takes all their talent away when they're meant to be bringing that creative energy, driving with the ball, bringing that intensity, that urgency. But Mikel Arteta wants them to defend. That's why sometimes you look at Arsenal and it's unrecognisable from the 97, 98 team, the Invincibles, 2001 and 2. Well, I'll even say something more recent, 22, 23. You just don't even look at this Arsenal team the same. The shadow. And that modern captain, Martin Odegaard documentary, that is embarrassing. Oh, you've got Sam Dean, the puppet. I think he's from Telegraph, bigging all but Martin Odegaard. Yeah, because you're getting a nice paycheck. The wet wipes, mate. I swear, they really are. Let's go. Salmon and Mosquera better get ready to step up and become the new Gabriel Saliba. I mean, Blacks, they might have to, mate. They might have to. Blacks, Napstar Shot Studio. Big up. Arteta needs a therapist to address his insecurities. Yes, absolutely. Big up to everybody who's locked in the chat. Please smash the likes as well and subscribe to the channel if you can. Get these likes up, people. Trying to get 1,000 by August. Blacks, Yaks, when you put it that way, he does that. He does treat Norgard like you. Yeah, he does, mate. He does, Blacks. Listen, he does. I'm not making it up at all. He actually does treat Norgard like he's a youth team player, man. Seriously, it does. He like you're an established footballer in the Premier League. You've been the captain of Brentford, and he's treating him like a youth team player. I mean, it's like, oh, you're not good enough to even play against Wolves, mate, when we played them 13th of December. And it run at lights, it was Christmas period, you know what I mean, in December. No, God, no, you're not good enough, mate. Well, when am I good enough then, Arteta? Because you fucking signed me, you stubborn smug prick. When am I good enough to play? Because you're not playing me against Wolves, who have always been rock bottom at the table this season in Premier League. You know what I mean? This manager causes so many problems. And then you've got Pep on the 8th of February when Manchester City went to Anfield, keeping Reinders, Cherky and Foden on the bench. I mean, it infuriates me that this manager gets away with everything. Nothing ever gets said about him. All these big profiles, these puppets, what work for Arsenal, these PR puppets, and in and around club and everything, they're always posting things about all these injury stuff, but they're not once ever mention the biggest culprit, and that's that twat standing there. And I speak for many when I say this. You better win this Premier League or Champions League and then just leave this club. Because like even DJB said earlier on his show, and big up to DJB. I was on his show last week on one of his streams. But even like DJB said last night, if he does win the Premier League or the Champions League, he won't win it again. He won't win it again because he will not change his football. Because if he does it, he'll think, oh, that's how you win it. And I'll tell you something now, it will be impossible for Arsenal to win a Premier League the way we've been playing next season, because you cannot sustain that. You cannot win a league back to back the way we play football. Do you know the thing is what's and people, oh, you know, we're top at league, all this and all that. But do you know what the reality is and the facts are? Not once or no one, no matter what, and if you do, you're lying. Not one person can tell me a game where Arsenal, from minute one right until the final whistle, we've been fantastic. Not one person can tell me any game this season where from the minute one right until the end, Arsenal's been fantastic, because we haven't. Our best performance came in one half of football on the 30th of December against Aston Villa at the Emirates. At the time, Aston Villa was on around about a 10 to 12 game unbeaten run, best form in the Premier League, and we was incredible in one half of football. We was absolutely fantastic. We literally owned Aston Villa that night. The way we got on the ball, we were fast at moving it, fast at passing it. Our intensity were there, our urgency were there. We were really strong in our tackles. We were ruthless in front of goal in the second half. Everybody was showing for the ball. That's one half of football where Arsenal's played the best this season. Yes, we've had good games against Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Tottenham home and away, but it's not started from the start. And it didn't start from Aston Villa. We were lucky to go into half time against Aston Villa at home on the 30th of December at the Emirates without losing. We should have been losing in the first half. And just to add to that, this player, what everybody keeps calling fantastic, people like little wet wipe Adam Keys. Just to add to that, Trossard's last goal for Arsenal, ready, was 30th of December, when we just, like I just mentioned, when we just played Aston Villa, and it was our best performance of the season, one half of football. That's last time Leandro Trossard scored, who people like Adam Keys big him up and call him a phenomenal talent. That's the last time he scored for Arsenal Football Club, 30th of December. And if Ethan Nwaneri would have been in this team, I guarantee you now, he would have done better than Trossard this season, better than Martinelli, better than Kai Havertz, better than Gabriel Jesus, better than Martin Odegaard if he'd had a run of games. And that's facts. Because I'll say it again. He's just turned 19 this month. You do not have a breakthrough season and score 9 goals in 3 different competitions. What are the EFL, the Premier League, and the Champions League? That is a hell of a season for a young lad in a breakthrough season. Some players will have a breakthrough season, might hit 3 goals and get 2 assists, and that's classed as like half decent. Yeah, they've been busy on the ball, they've been quite good, and they've scored 3 times. This guy scored fucking 9 goals, for God's sake. And scoring in the Champions League and scoring in the Premier League, not just in the EFL or the FA Cup, scoring in the top competitions. So again, if that argument comes back, no one can tell me that Ethan Nwaneri is not good enough to be in this Arsenal attack. Nobody, because he's damn well good enough. He's damn well good enough to be in this team. He's better than what Saka. It's crazy to say it, but this season, Ethan Nwaneri would probably be more effective than Saka, been more effective than Noni Madueke, more effective than Havertz, Jesus, Odegaard, Trossard, Martinelli. Give Ethan Nwaneri that freedom, that couple of games to get into his stride and his rhythm, and he's a massive threat. But you know what? Arteta don't like it, because Ethan Nwaneri is a risk taker, because he gets on that ball and he wants to get busy. He wants to cause problems for Arsenal. He wants to get fans off the seats. He wants to drive with the ball. He wants to bring that creative energy. He wants to break into the box every time he gets a chance to score goals. He wants to take players on. He don't want to be stood there defending, because that's not his fucking job. And it's not Martinelli's job. And it's not Jesus' job. And it's not Kai Havertz's job. And it's not Saka's job. And it's not Trossard's job. Yes, wingers have to help. I ain't stupid. I've played football for 7 years when I was younger. Your left winger, your right winger have to track back. But this manager, he requires around 70 to 80% defensive side to a left winger and a right winger's job, and a number 10, instead of 70 to 80% attack from the left wingers, the right wingers, and the number 10. I guarantee you, I have said it for many, many years now, Mikel Arteta is the biggest problem at Arsenal Football Club. So we better win this Premier League or Champions. Excuse me. We better win this Premier League or Champions League, or it's going to turn bad. It's going to turn bad. I don't think he will be welcome in the Emirates if we mess this Premier League or Champions League up. And it's players need to take account as well, because like we've just seen against Man City on Sunday, we got humiliated, absolutely taught a lesson. Man City taught Arsenal football a lesson. And some of these players were disgraced. They didn't even turn up. Even Declan Rice had his worst game for Arsenal, I would say, in a very, very, very long time. But Arteta's still the biggest problem, because he doesn't help the players. He doesn't change formation whenever we need it. He doesn't tweak nothing. He just doesn't rest players at right time. Like when Max Dowman comes on against Everton and literally saves Arsenal and gets us 3 points. Because if Max Dowman didn't come on against Everton, we're not winning that. We would not have beat Everton. We'd have either drawn with them, or they might have nicked it in the last minute. But we did not look like scoring. We would have not won that if Max Dowman didn't come on and save us. A 16-year-old who's just turned 16, I think on the 30th of December. Max Dowman literally saved Arsenal's ass. Because if he didn't come on, we're getting 1 point. Or Everton might have caused us a problem of being brave and nicked it. And Max Dowman sets Victor Gyökeres up. Max Dowman does a fantastic head down with the ball, with it showing his intelligence, even at a young lad. Like kind of shapes his body so it makes that, can't remember it well, makes that Everton player literally fall on the floor, because he's just lost him. And then he kicks it in front of him, as a little look over his shoulder, again using his intelligence, and taps the ball in net. He's on a high. Everybody's talking about Max Dowman. Everybody round Arsenal, all over social media, newspapers, radio stations, everything, all over the world, everyone's talking about Max Dowman. We play a final Sunday against Man City. He's on the bench. His family's going to be there. His friends are going to be there. The moment if Max Dowman was stood on that touchline, you would have heard everybody in that stadium, all the Arsenal fans cheering him, shouting. It would have given Arsenal a massive, massive lift. The players would have got a lift, the Man City players, and the crowd would have been thinking, oh shit, you've got a wonder kid coming on now who's just fearless, who's just going to give everything. This is like, he's going to be in heaven, getting to just doing what he's just done against Everton. Now he's playing it final at Wembley. He will be absolutely buzzing. But this fucking manager didn't give him 1 minute of football. Couldn't even give him 5 minutes. Max Dowman could have come on for Arsenal on Sunday in that final after being on a high, adrenaline pumped, everything. His family's there, the lot, everything was perfectly made for him. He could have come on and he could have been so effective for Arsenal and caused Man City problems, even maybe in just with 10 minutes. But you know what? This manager, yet again, that's another problem. That's something else he didn't do. If that had been another manager, if that had been Pep, and he'd had Max Dowman doing that for Man City, what he did the previous Sunday, the Sunday before it, for Man City, and scored the winner and set someone up, he would have definitely, if Pep needed a goal and Arsenal were playing better than Man City, Pep would have brought Max Dowman on. You know why? Because Pep's a proper, proven manager. This guy has never even played for Spain. Ethan Wanyeri is an under-21 European Championship winner. Miles Lewis-Skelly scored on his debut for England. This guy's never even played for Spain. He's a lucky man that he ever got a job at Arsenal Football Club. He's very lucky. Very. Because we've got owners, and at the time they were soft as shit and just wanted a yes man, and they chose Arteta. He's one hell of a lucky guy. And what he earned a year is disgrace. 15.6 million for what? And then, you know, let's go. It's possible he wants to avoid Norgard showing up Zubimendi. That's a good point. Blacks, that I like that one. Blacks win the league, fine, shame, and leave the club. Yep, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. There's a lot of Arsenal fans what are saying win that league or Champions League and get out because they're not. They just want him gone. They just can't. Like I said, someone told DJ when I were on DJB's channel overnight. He told me that somebody who he'd never met. He told people that he'd never met him, seen him at Wembley. And this guy had been going home and away to Arsenal for 2 years, I think it was, a season ticket holder, gone to every home match, every away match, and he turned around to DJB at Wembley and said, if Arteta's the manager of Arsenal Football Club again next season, I will not go because it's too painful. Because we'd look in most games like we can't even score, even if we were playing for 5 hours of football. And he's turned around and basically said, I've been to every home game, every away game for 2 years, or maybe even longer it was, every single one. He says, but if Arteta's the manager next season, I will not go to watch Arsenal next season. Aidan, when I seen Eze is injured, I said in my heart, season over. And yet, you know what though, Aidan? Apparently it was, when he did it a second leg against Bayer Leverkusen, he said he was fine. Next minute, we're talking 4 to 6 weeks. KK, 100%. Let's go. Aidan, 70-22. Imagine if we didn't have Eze against Spurs both times. I know, exactly. Let's go. KK, I sometimes don't think Arteta wanted Eze. Probably Berta did, and Arteta went along with it. I agree with you, KK, definitely. Jeff Brown, Darman needs to start for the rest of the season. We need the energy. He's miles ahead of anyone else. He should have started Sunday against Man City. He should have, even if he didn't start, Jeff, he should have played at least 10 minutes on Sunday. But Mikel Arteta just does not get it. Any other manager would have been like, we've got a wonder kid on bench. He's just had a fantastic time at Emirates against Everton. He's on a high. His adrenaline's pumping. Everyone's talking about him. A normal manager would have just gave Max Diamond 10 minutes in that final. But Mikel Arteta, no. And I'll tell you another example. When Noni Madueke, and I've said this about a million times more, when we played Club Brugge, Noni Madueke scores a screamer from outside the edge of box and a cushion header, scored 2 that night against Club Brugge, Belgium team, from the Belgian league, sorry. And he scores an absolute screamer from edge of box, which we all remember. And you think, right, okay, is this where it starts with Madueke? You know what I mean? Even though he'll never properly have a consistent end product, so we've always just going to have the Chelsea version. But yeah, this is the game what I'm using. And I've said it 5 times already. On the 13th of December, we were playing Wolves at the Emirates at home, Saturday night in December, Christmas period, 8 o'clock kickoff, 13th of December, the night when this prick played Zubimendi and Declan Rice in midfield. Yeah, you know what I mean? Against a team what not won a game all season. Played Declan Rice and Zubimendi in the midfield, 2 defensive mind midfielders, and we struggled like crazy and nearly lost. But that night, that was perfect for Noni Madueke. That was the perfect game for Madueke to score and get his first Premier League goal after just scoring against Club Brugge. Adrenaline's going. People are talking about him on social media. Oh, what a goal from Noni Madueke. You know, people are talking about him on streams, probably mentioning him on radio stations. What about Noni Madueke's goal, etc.? Everything. You know how it is. Social media blows up everywhere. And then Saturday night, you think, this will be the game where Madueke, he'll play against Wolves. He's going to start. He's on a high. He's scored an absolute fantastic goal against Club Brugge. He's going to score. It were made for him. That game were made for him. He'll score. He'll play. This manager, yet again, just like he did with Max Diamond, when he's on a high, everything's going well. He just doesn't get it. He didn't play Madueke 1 single minute. He didn't even bring him on at all. He just doesn't get it. If that had been Pep, Diamond would have played in that final. Some part. He would have put Madueke on to start in that next game. You know what I mean? He's just not got it. He's just not got that top elite. He just doesn't know. He doesn't know. It's proven now. It's proven. It is literally facts that he just doesn't know how to do it. If he wins a league, fair enough, he's done it his way. It's been boring to watch. It's not memorable. I won't remember. Looking at 97, 98, I don't feel like we should win league. We are shambolic. We've played a lot of times this season, but if we win it, we win it. Or if we win Champions League, we win it. But I don't look at this team and think this is not even this team. Last 2 seconds with 97, 98 Invincibles. This Arteta's team would get absolutely ran all over by 97, 98 Invincibles. Imagine Patrick Vieira and Emmanuel Petit with someone like Zubimendi. Oh my God. They'd literally walk all over him. Ray Parlour would eat Zubimendi alive. Jeff Brown, Arteta has done very well so far. 6 years, remember, Jeff, not just 2 years. No one expected him to challenge for the league after 2 years. Challenging means nothing, I'm afraid. You challenge once, you win it next time. Simple as that. Simple as that. Listen, Arne Slot's won the Premier League in his first season. Which bit do people not get? Do people think it's like automatically disappeared? Like it didn't happen? I'll say it again. I'm going to say it 4 times. Arne Slot, coming from the Dutch Eredivisie, managing Feyenoord, Go Ahead Eagles, AZ Alkmaar, teams in the Dutch Eredivisie League, comes to the Premier League in his first season. No trial, no 1 year, no 2 year. Buying Chiesa only. Don't give me no other bullshit about his Klopp's team, because the league, you still have to manage everybody for a full 9 months and sort everything out regarding competitions, etc. Arne Slot wins the Premier League in his first season. Arne Slot wins the league in his first season. But we're told, because Mikel Arteta challenged. Yeah, it's brilliant. That is. Didn't even get near Arne Slot last season whatsoever. Even I keep bringing DJB up, but he does some great streams, and he's a legend, and he's been with to Arsenal for absolute years. And he mentioned it. He can't get his head round still how Arne Slot walked into the Premier League in 1 season and just won league like that, and Arsenal didn't even challenge. But get ready, because people say, well, we had loads of injuries. I don't care. Injuries is nothing. If you've got injuries, then you use that fucker and you start making sure you fully maximise transfer windows. Like last season, you've got 4 attacking players out at the same time: Jesus, Kai Havertz, Martinelli, and Saka. And you didn't even sign someone. We could have got Asensio on loan from PSG. He went to Aston Villa. We could have got a Kolo Muani or someone just to give us a bit of more attacking prowess. They ignored it. They didn't do anything. This is the problem right there. It took him 3 seasons to finally sign a striker, which is Victor Gyökeres, what we signed in summer, and a backup for Bukayo Saka, which is Noni Madueke. We've only just done it. And if Andre Berta, who's now been officially appointed 1 year in March, which it's still 30th of March now, I think it's 1 year now in March since Andre Berta came to Arsenal, we probably wouldn't have even got Victor Gyökeres and maybe other players. And yet I still hear people who think they know everything about football, and they're that far up Mikel Arteta's arse and say anything and big up anything Arteta does, says and wants, and they're factually wrong, because they were running their mouth pretending that, oh, Mikel Arteta's talent ID strikes again because he signed in Nketiah. Well, let me tell you this, and it's factually correct. It's fuck all to do with Mikel Arteta, with Arsenal signing Piero and Nketiah. It's Andre Berta's man, because he wanted him in 2024, but Bayer Leverkusen said, unless you pay the full package, you're not getting him. But you see it already. Thank you, Mikel. Thank you. Let me tongue your balls, Mikel, because you've signed us. Piero and Nketiah. No, they didn't. He didn't, sorry. He's got fuck all to do with Arteta. with Piero and Capet coming to Arsenal. It's all Andre Berta. He wanted him in 2024 when he was at Bayer Leverkusen. Like I've just said, Leverkusen said full package, let's say 50 to 60 million, or it's not happening. Atletico Madrid said no. And then when he came to Arsenal, he pushed for him and got him towards the end. And we got him on loan, which when people keep mentioning all these players that, oh, we've got to sign this, got to sign. Well, we've got to spend 45 million on Capet straight away. So that's why I want Martin Odegaard out of this team. Sold, gone. And that captain documentary, what he did, is an embarrassment. And the people what are called Sam Dean and that from the Telegraph, oh, is this, is that, is that. He's not even a captain. He's the weakest captain in football. And the facts are, a proper captain, a real captain, is someone like Tony Adams, what we've had, Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry, who are vocally heard, implement fear into our own players, implement fear into the opponent, inspire our players, and get stuck in, give that no-nonsense attitude, show that grit, show that warrior attitude. Odegaard is like a mouse when it comes to a captain. I can't even look at Odegaard when I see that armband on his shirt. I just can't, because it just makes me laugh. And I just think it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. Jeff Brown, Liverpool won the league ahead of Arsenal only because... Oh, here we go. This is like my nephew wouldn't even talk like this. My third oldest nephew, and he's 15. Only because of Salah's goals. Arteta fixed that by buying Gyökeres, who has been awful this season, yet you won't say a bad word about him. Vic Gyökeres has scored all different types of goals, Jeff. That's one thing. And I'll run through goals if you want me to. Vic Gyökeres is playing in a team where sometimes they don't even get service. He's playing under a manager what don't even adapt to his style. There's three things straight away. You don't chip the ball over Jan Sommer's head when the ball's rolling with a side foot and lift it in the air with the right power over a very experienced goalkeeper, Jan Sommer, if you're shit as a striker. Not happening. When that ball's rolling, a lot of strikers would have smashed it, sliced it, hit it wide, hit it way over. Instead, Vic Gyökeres, apparently this awful striker, hits it with his side foot, gets some height on it, and loops it, chips it over the experienced Jan Sommer's head. But apparently he's a shit striker. You don't run down the byline against Leeds at home at the Emirates when you look like you're going nowhere and you've got players around you, and then slowly drift in with the ball, rug players off, and smash it in bottom corner if you're a shit striker. You don't lay on the floor literally be nearly laid on the floor against Sunderland on the 7th of February. After that game, we did actually go 9 points clear before Man City beat Liverpool on the 8th of February. You don't lay on the floor and get that much power, generate that much power, and put the ball in the back of the net if you're a shit striker. But Vic Gyökeres scored, and that's what he did. He was literally on the floor and he generated that much power, but yet he's a shit striker. Well, let me tell you a fact. Shit strikers don't even do that when they're laid on floor. They wouldn't even reach the goalkeeper. They wouldn't even generate that much power if they're a shit striker. Trust me. You don't get a ball crossed into you and get your last part of your foot on it like a toe and put the ball in net with a fox in box like Vic Gyökeres did against Leeds United at Ellen Road. But yeah, he's a shit striker. When he takes a penalty, like he did against Everton at Hill Dickinson Stadium, he hits it hard and low, like Haaland. Not many players can do that. He can, and he did that. The goals against Tottenham, where you open your body up, make space for yourself, and smash it with your side foot in kind of middle at net. but yet is a shit striker. Don't tell me if a striker's shit, because I've played striker myself and I've followed strikers for 35 years. I used to play myself. I scored 79 goals in one season. So if I see a striker, normally 9 times out of 10, they're decent. And I've watched Victor Gyökeres playing for Coventry City in the Championship. I've watched Victor Gyökeres playing in the Premier League, Sporting Lisbon as well. So I've seen Victor Gyökeres now for years. And like I've just said, if you're a shit striker, and this is facts, you do not score different types of goals. A shit striker might be like, oh, he didn't get that much goals, and all he scores is just tap-ins. Victor Gyökeres has scored nearly every type of goal you can think of. Box in box against Leeds, out muscle but against Leeds at home, Tottenham away, where he out muscles, smashes it, hard and low penalty, perfect chip with a side foot against experienced goalkeeper, Inter Milan's goalkeeper Jan Sommer, Fox in box style, last toe to the ball against Leeds away at Ellen Road. Generates so much power when you're literally laid on floor, 7th of February against Sunderland. Do you know what I mean? Victor Gyökeres has not been shit this season. And if he'd have been in that Man City team, Victor Gyökeres would have probably scored about 24 goals now in all competitions. I bet he would have scored 18 goals in Premier League. It's this manager. He's the problem for many things. And when you've got big channels like Turkish London, who's got over 100,000 followers, subscribers, and James as well, who's not far off, saying he's a liar. The twat came out and says, we're going to attack this final. He did nothing of the sort, and he didn't do anything to change it. And that attack could have come from maybe Max Darman even getting 10 minutes. But Arteta is the problem, and he always has been, and he always will be. Coming out later, Rich. Time to catch some, get some sleep, my guy. Big up to everybody who's locked in as well in the chat. Smash those likes as well, people. Get those likes up if we can, and sub to the channel if you're new. KK, Jeff Brown, we could have won the league ourselves that season if we had been serious in our transfer window and got a... Yeah, absolutely. It took him 3 seasons to sign even a striker and a backup for Saka. This is why I keep saying someone like Eddie Howe would have just been like, well, this team needs a striker. They need a backup for Saka. That's what I want. That's what they... You know what I mean? Like, instead he signs Calafiore and Mikel Merino. The whole world knew when he stands on that pitch at the Emirates Stadium against Everton, the last game of the season, what stopped us from winning the league. Well, not just that game, piss poor performance against Fulham, Villa, and stands there and has the audacity to look at everybody at the Emirates in the crowd and say, don't you be satisfied with second, we want much more and we're going to get it. The whole world thought, here we go, radio stations, pundits, fans from other clubs, all over paper, everywhere. Get ready because Arsenal's going to sign a striker because it's obvious they need a striker. They're going to sign a striker and they'll sign someone else to back Bukayo Saka up to take the fucking pressure off him. What's this prick going to do? Because he thinks he can do anything he wants and no one pressures him. But now let me tell you, shit has changed because Andre Berta is not here to give you a cuddle, Arteta, and he will not allow you to be messing transfer windows up. If we'd had Andre Berta, he would have not got away with signing Calafiore and Mikel Merino that summer. He would have been forced and told, you better sign a striker for this club or this pressure. So get ready, because we've got Andre Berta and we've got Maurizio Micheli now, and they're not here to give this guy cuddles, let me tell you. He messes up and does not win this Premier League or Champions League, he will not be at Arsenal next season. I guarantee you that. First, I was thinking, I don't think they'll sack him. But Andre Berta demands standards and has even said he will sell players if he feels they're not delivering. So hopefully, Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard are gone. Otherwise, we'll end up keeping him and then we'll end up selling him for nothing, because that's what we've done so many times over the years. Even when we had chief negotiator Dick Law over the Wenger era. It's still crazy. that our most expensive sale is Florent Balogun to Monaco / Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to Liverpool. How have we never even got 50 million for a player when, as I keep doing, bringing things up and having to repeat things and stuff, when Strand Larsen's just gone from Wolverhampton Wanderers in January to Crystal Palace for 43 million plus 5 million add-ons. That's why I want Odegaard gone, because he's not good enough for this club. And Kai Havertz, it's an absolute shit show. And anyone what keeps calling Kai Havertz, especially people like these puppets, Eduardo Egan, that is Eduardo Egan calls Kai Havertz an unreal footballer, people. An unreal footballer. I mean, he is not an unreal footballer. Never has been, never will be. I haven't seen the performance, but I'm hearing I've seen it on social media as well. That it was rubbish, absolute shocking for Germany overnight. A coach should be able to have balance. Enrique can attack, Enrique can defend, Enrique can control, Enrique's got balance. Arteta's done this. This is what he's brought. Diversion. He's the ones and this is why people say, if you ask rival fans, why does Arsenal get a lot of hate? First thing they say is because of the Arteta lovers, the fans what are obsessed with Arteta. They say all these things and it's all about Arsenal, it's VAR, it's referees, it's injuries, we didn't win league because of that, or we kicked off early Saturday morning, kicked off late Saturday night. Inconstantino, hit the like button. Thank you very much, my guy. Welcome to the chat. Smash the likes and subscribe, people. Thank you very much. Constantino, I like that name. Thank you very much, Constantino. Much appreciated. Jeff Brown, Berta needs to bring an attacking coach to help Arteta. Well, listen, Jeff, I'll say it again. If you don't win the Premier League or Champions League, Andre Berta will be bringing a coach in to replace Arteta. Do you seriously think that is going to get away with going trophy if we doesn't win the Premier League or Champions League? Do you seriously think he's going to be welcoming Emirates? There's going to be fans booing from the minute that ball kicks off next season. They're going to go apeshit if this Premier League or Champions League has not won. And there's going to be so much. All these obsessed Arteta fans what I post on Twitter every day. Can't wait to see this with all 4 trophies, meaning quadruple at his feet. Well, that lasted long. That's now treble. And it won't be treble. Won't be treble. I think most we could win is probably, I think our most realistic chance we've got of winning anything is probably Premier League. And if Man City catch us and go 1 point in front, then it's done. It's finished. Man City will win league. Said Man City will win league anyway before the season kicked off. I've swapped and changed, which I don't like doing, but this is what Arsenal do, I'm afraid. After beating Tottenham and Bayern Munich, I'm like, you know what? Arsenal's going to win league, aren't they? They're going to win league. And then next minute you back down to reality and you think, if they play like that again, oh my God. And then they have a decent game after about 5 more matches and then they're shocking again. It's another 5 games where they play. And it's just not, like I said, they've played the one half of football this season, what's been our best performance, and that was 30th of December against Aston Villa. That's the best performance Arsenal played, in my opinion. One half, that's it. 30th of December. So, by the way, the last time Trossard scored a goal for Arsenal Football Club, 30th of December. But Adam Keys, one of these people on Twitter who's got all these big followers and subscribers. Yeah, Adam Keys. If anyone knows him, the wet wipe. Most of the things he said, he gets them wrong every season, telling everybody Trossard's fantastic, telling everybody Kai Havertz were fantastic last season. He's a brilliant footballer. I hope if this manager goes, people like this, like Adam Keys and that, get the fuck out of Arsenal Football Club. because they are part of the problem as well, because the standards are shit. My standards have been there from Arsenal, from since supporting them at 5-year-old and then seeing them win the doubles and everything, and I have never let them drop. Why should I? Why should we drop our standards at Arsenal Football Club when in 2006 we were told we're gonna compete with the top elite clubs on the pitch and off the pitch, and we've not done. We're only just starting to come to the table. Why should I drop my standards just because I've got people like pathetic little twats like Adam Keys, Eduardo Egan, Igal, always trying to like sugarcoat this Arsenal charade, what it's been over the last few years, and protecting this man, Arteta, what should have never ever have been given the manager's job. Why should I drop my standards? Why should people in the chat drop their standards just because people like Adam Keys has wormed his way in, and got a job at Arsenal doing the post-match interviews, and people like Tom Canton, if they didn't work at Arsenal and doing things like that, they wouldn't be saying, they'd be just calling it as it is. But instead, they have to bullshit and lie and brainwash thousands every day. And that's led to them getting where they want to be in and around Arsenal. They've had to lie and bullshit every day. Oh, yes, I think Arteta is, he's very good. And it's not Arteta's fault. No, it's not Mikel Arteta's fault. No, he couldn't do anything wrong. Arteta do anything wrong? Oh my God, of course not. He doesn't do anything wrong. Arteta would never do anything wrong. Arteta? I don't think so. Absolutely not. This guy's a don. I adore him. He's amazing. I think it's incredible. Fucking wankers. You want to know something, guys? This manager is the best in the world. Oh my God. What are you talking about? Miles Lewis Skelly want to leave Arsenal? He's going nowhere. Okay, go. But me at the start of the season was saying it already. Once he stopped getting game time, called it straight out. Miles Lewis Skelly, he will not be at Arsenal next season. And even when he won't. Do you know why? Because he won't listen to that prick and listen to his bullshit about you're going to get game time next season. You're going to get game time. They'll just turn around and say, fuck you. You're just a bullshitter. Like Turkish said. Yeah, Turkish people. Turkish London, massive Arsenal fan. Home and away all over the world. Got 100,000 subscribers who calls it out as well. Called him other day. Arteta's a liar. Arteta's a liar in his press conference. A liar. And he is. And I'll tell you another thing, the old one, what I used to keep bringing up a lot. Factually a liar, because he lied about when he said against PSG, when we played him at second leg. He came out and had the audacity to look at that female reporter from BT Sport, TNT Sport, and say, PSG bench, and Enrique said Arsenal were the better team over 2 legs. And she were having none of it. She turns around and says, sorry, who said that? And he were like that. His eyes were blinking because he's a fucking liar. Because he couldn't stand it because she called him out. He thought, oh shit, this is not like the English pressers. Oh really, Mikel? Like Tom Canton and all them. Oh, Mikel, did they say that? Oh wow, I'd love to give you a cuddle, Mikel. Wow, did they actually said that? That we were best team over 2 legs? Yeah. They said that. Yeah. I know. I don't believe it. Actually, say that we were best. 2 games. We were fucking shit. But she were on it. She was straight on it. She were like, sorry, who said that? And you seen his face change. He were like that. Like his eyes went into the back of his head. Face all tight. Looked like he'd had about 300 gallon of Botox in about 5 minutes. who were panicking because she called him out on it. She knew exactly that Enrique didn't say that, and she knew exactly that the PSG bench didn't say that. What a sad, pathetic thing to do, having to lie live on TV, pretending that a team said that you played better. It's like he begs for acceptance, like he's, I don't know, it's like that person what turns up to the party, what cracks jokes and stuff, and you turn around and you think, you're letting them the jokes out at the wrong time. You're not even funny, and they're trying too hard. And it's like he begs for acceptance. Having to lie on live TV, pretending that Arsenal played better than PSG over 2 legs, and that was factually correct. You can watch it on YouTube. It's all there to see. So not one person can say, "Well, he didn't actually say that." I mean, I know what you mean, but he didn't really say that. He said that. He said that, and the female reporter made him look a twat, because the English reporters in Britain, well, in England, they're all, oh, Mikel, yeah. Oh, please talk again. Oh, I'd love to run my fingers through your licorice hair. Oh, really? Is that what happened? Is that what they did? Is that what he said? Oh, Mikel, keep talking. Just keep talking, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This microphone's, the head's getting nice and wet when I'm listening to you talking, brother. They're fucking wet wipes, honestly. People like that, Sam Dean and Tom Kent. Like on that documentary, Odegaard. Wow. Like Sam Dean were literally like talking about him like he were a don, like he were a god. What do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, mate, I swear. Dark Side is in the house. Dark Side Gunner, 5 a.m. stream, Rich. Is that 5 a.m. stream? Yes, Rich. No, this is not me, mate. It's AI. I know, mate. I know. I just thought, sorry, I'm going to jump on, get one wrapped up. Big up to you, my guy, Dark Side. Go and subscribe to my bro, Dark Side. KK Blacksdale, I don't know why he's so keen on these Chelsea guys. Oh, mate, I do not want to see a Chelsea player come through this door. I do not want to see a Chelsea. I don't want any more. It's not worked. It's not worked with Chelsea players. Not work at all. Not in Madueke. Same version as what Chelsea had. No end product. Individual brilliance sometimes. Flashing pan, easy on the eye. Pulse trigger, great shot sometimes, score odd goal. Then next minute you think, yeah, score for 6 or 7 games, you see nothing from him. With someone like Doku, who doesn't score regular, but my God, Doku puts a shift in for Man City every single time. Defensively, attack, he's an absolute freaking steam train. And I've said it at the start of the season, if Doku added goals to his game, he's the best left. If he added goals to his game, he is by far the best left wing in the world because his work rate is phenomenal. He'll chase everything back and help in the defensive side of it. The way he shifts that ball at his feet is just lightning quick. It's ridiculous. You blink and he's gone. And he's strong and stocky. And if he added goals, I swear to God, that man, Doku, would be the best left winger in the world because he's got everything. Just does not add goals. But yet Madueke is not even in Doku's league. I know Doku doesn't score consistently, but he gives everything for the team. And he doesn't go missing. He doesn't go hiding. Madueke does. Sometimes we'll see a bit of individual brilliance from Madueke. Again, this prick signing, another 52, 53 million. You try and sell Madueke in summer, you're going to get, from a European team, 40 million at tops. 50 million at tops from a Saudi club. That's it. Kai Havertz, 65 million paid for him. If you take into account his contract and his wages, going to cost us about 137, 138 million. I'd give a shit if it costs us 500 million, to be honest. You're talking from a European team for Kai Havertz, probably about 35 million. I don't think you'll get no more for that. It's just had a shit game again for Germany as well. And from a Saudi club, you'll probably get you'll probably get 45 million for Kai Havertz from the Saudi club. So we've messed up again. We've lost out on that big time. And if he plays even shit next season, before you know it, we'll end up selling Kai Havertz for 20 million, probably a year in summer. So let's just say in summer of 2027, we'll probably end up getting about 20 million for him if he plays crap again next season. Because nobody, apart from the Saudi club, will touch £280,000 a week with Kai Havertz. Italian teams, French teams, Spanish teams will pay Kai Havertz probably about 170 at most. EO3832, laughing emojis. I don't know which one that one's aimed at. New to the channel, though. Jeff Brown, no Arsenal fan says Arteta is perfect. Oh, trust me, they do, because Igal says it. He calls him the best manager in the world. The best manager in the world. Someone called FK, I think it is, or whatever his name is. He says he adores him. He adores him. Is it Latte Firm or something like that? He said on a stream other day, I think, he adores Arteta. Adores him. Jack Swagger, Rich, you're a legend. Jack Swagger, thank you very much, my guy. Sometimes I like to go off on a rant and do a little bit of voices, even though my impressions are shit. But yeah, like I said, people saying no one calls Arteta perfect. People are in love with this guy. Listen, people are obsessed with Mikel Arteta. People absolutely love Arteta only more than Arsenal. Please don't say people don't love this guy, because people are literally obsessed with this manager. There's a lot of Arsenal fans. If Arteta got the sack today, they would go and follow the team Arteta goes to. I mean, fucking hellfire. People are that obsessed with him. Like I said, they would follow the team he went to. They big up everything he does, says and wants. They call him the gaffer, the boss, the sir. Like I said, you've got that channel or whatever it is. I think, is it Latte Firm or something? He says he adores this man. Igal said he's the best manager in the world. That's where all the hate comes from with Arsenal, let me tell you. People have said it. It's not the team. It's the certain fans. Let's go, KK, American owners, man. I know them well. Let's go, Jeff Man. The worst Madrid in modern history. Bayern with no Luis Diaz and Musiala and Atleti early in the season prior to them picking up form. Yeah, right. I mean, like for me, I won't. If we were playing Bayern Munich tomorrow, I won't be seeing it as we'll win. Because people say, well, we beat them. We've done that. We've done that. We know. I won't be confident playing Bayern Munich tomorrow if we had a game against Bayern Munich. Not a chance. Against Atletico Madrid, tiny little bit because they can be get at. But with Bayern Munich, I won't be confident. No. Against Barcelona, if we end up having to play Barcelona Champions, I'm not confident against Barcelona. Not a chance. They don't give cuddles out. They don't stand there and want to cuddle you up and get all nicey. They want to come and destroy you, man. Now I know Newcastle first game of season, in first leg at St James's Park, Newcastle came out of that blocks, flying out those blocks, and literally rocked Barcelona. And they ended up obviously drawing in end because Lamine Yamal scored a last-minute penalty. But as soon as they took them back to their place, Camp Nou, New Camp. I don't know if they've changed it. I forgot just then what it's called now. I think that's their new. Is it still called Camp Nou? Let me know in the chat with that. They literally annihilated Newcastle. Even Lewandowski were toying with Ramsdale, pretending to shoot and making him kind of start lowering his body just to put ball in corner. They literally were. They're not there to. They're not going to fear Arsenal. They're not going to look at Arsenal and think, oh, my God, they're going to land a few punches on us. They're going to attack like crazy. Nah, mate, no. If Barcelona put a good defensive display out, they're going to beat Arsenal. Because they'll find a way. Trust me. Fermin Lopez running through middle. He likes to do that. Lewandowski is just incredible at times. Still incredible. Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Pedri. I mean, they're not going to be coming to Arsenal to give them nice cuddles and just sit back. No chance. Don't work like that. And if Hansi Flick, but apparently no one else as good as Arteta, just to get that in. If Hansi Flick wins La Liga this season, that's 5 trophies in 2 seasons. But apparently, no one can replace this guy, this licorice-head, stubborn, smug prick who's on the screen. No one can replace Arteta. But yeah, Hansi Flick would have won 5 trophies in 2 seasons. You know what I mean? So apparently there's no good managers out there. Conte walks into Napoli, wins in his first season at Serie A. Napoli wins league, bang, with Billy Gilmore, Philip Billing, Lukaku, and Scott McTominay, who's been fantastic since leaving from Manchester United, by the way. Latvian Guna, good morning, people. Latvian, good morning, my guy. Go and subscribe to Latvian people. Inconsistentino, Jeff, you're a substitute student. Inconsistentino, and you don't watch YouTube. Latvian Guna, people are obsessed with Arteta. Look at the images with trophies. Always Arteta alone, no player inside. Absolutely, Latvian, my guy. We know what it is, man. We see it on Twitter when they've got them all next to his feet and everything. Jesus, my high. Arteta is just polarizing, to be honest. People either love him or hate him. Well, I know what I do. I don't like him. And he's still the biggest problem for Arsenal Football Club. Let's go, Latvian. Going to big up Mr. Latvian. Yeah, big up Latvians in the house. Big up to everybody as well, locked in the chat. Hope you're all good. I'm going to Let's Grow and PSG to that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Absolutely. PSG will not be fearing Arsenal whatsoever. No way. No Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, yeah. Latvian Gruner, big up. What time is it now anyway? Nearly 6 o'clock. Time to start. Well, yeah, I've been going an hour and a half. I think I'll do another half an hour. It's spot. That's it, Latvian. I knew it changed. I have actually been to old camp, new camp. That's it. Spotify camp new since Daniel Ek became, yes, the one who was going to buy Arsenal. With Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira helping him. Daniel Ek, yes, Daniel Ek, who was going to try and buy it from Kroenke's, but I don't think he would have. I just don't think he could have moved Kroenke's. Kroenke's need to, if they're going to sell Arsenal, and I keep hearing this Matthieu Flamini rumour keep coming back that he's going to try and buy Arsenal because apparently he's worth about 14 billion. Now, if you're going to try and buy Arsenal, you've got to hit the Kroenke's with the first bid of around 4 billion. You knock on Kroenke's door with anything like a 2.5 billion bid, they're just going to laugh at you. You knock on that door with a 4 billion bid for Arsenal, and they're going to think, maybe these investors or this one-man band or whatever, we can push them here. Looks like they've got a bit of money. There's a bit of room to move here. And I think if someone offered 6 billion for Arsenal, they would take it away from the Kroenke's. I think they would sell. I really do. For 6 billion. I honestly do. And like I said, it will be going up, the valuation. Now because it will. If we end up winning trophies, it will go up. And I think if someone offered 6 billion for the Arsenal, the Kroenke's would sell. Jesse, my high. Animated Newcastle, but they also got smacked up by Chelsea. Yeah, they did. But listen, Barcelona don't fear nobody because they know if they lose, but they will come to play. They're not here to give big cuddles. Definitely not. Let's go. Isn't it? Substitute student is diabolical, by the way. KK. Anyone seen that Martin Odegaard documentary? I think Ranny Burr were telling me and all in chat last night. Watch it. And he actually did after my stream. It's called Modern Captain. Martin Odegaard. It's all about Martin Odegaard. It's all about Martin Odegaard. Arteta talks on it. Sam Dean talks on about it. Players talk on about it. He's walking his dog with Kai Havertz. It's called Modern Captain Martin Odegaard on YouTube. It's just, I look at it and I thought, how is he the captain of Arsenal Football Club when we've had Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams? How is he the captain of this football club? How can he be the captain of my club, who I've supported nearly 35 years? It's embarrassing. You can imagine it all. They're bigging him up. Oh, he's this. He's the. And I think Sam Dean says, this is how captains are now, like Martin. No, it's not. Why should it change just because you think it should change, Sam Dean, or these people who are obsessed with Arteta? A captain is someone who's vocally heard, implements fear into his own players, implements fear to the opponent. He's got that rugged attitude, that no nonsense, that leadership, grabs the game by the scruff of the neck. So why should it just change because people like Sam Dean from the Telegraph, or these puppets what follow everything, what peddle everything for Arsenal or peddle everything for Mikel Arteta? Why should it change automatically now? That's a captain, or because Martin Odegaard's the weakest captain in football, so now that's how captains have to be. Bernardo Silva, yeah, he's not physically massive and he don't look powerful, but you watch his documentary and he shouts like crazy in tunnel and in dressing room on those documentaries. What were on Netflix? He gets the players fired up. He's won multiple trophies. Martin Odegaard, he's an embarrassment to Arsenal wearing that armband. When I look at him and he's got that and it shows the armband there, I'm like, nah, I can't look. Let's go. I had no clue. We almost had Daniel Ek, Henry, Vieira as owners. I'd even taken Flamini. Yeah, it keeps popping up that Flamini is going to try and buy Arsenal, and apparently is worth about 14 billion. I think Flamini. I think Kroenke's are about 11. Could be more. The same way Abbott was captain. Aubameyang, 20 times better captain than Martin Odegaard, 20 times better captain. Definitely. But then when you look at real old captains, Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, Thierry Henry, like, to me, what frustrates me is that Martin Odegaard was the worst player for Arsenal last season. The worst player for Arsenal. Now, I've watched Arsenal like I said, I've been a fan very close to 35 years of being an Arsenal fan. So I've seen a lot. And I've watched the Premier League, obviously, in that time. You do not have a player, what is your captain of your fucking football club, being shit all season and then continuing it into the following season. Anyone tell me that we've seen Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry play crap all season, rubbish all season, might have played a bit bad one or two games. John Terry, Steven Gerrard, Roy Keane, they never shied out. They were never crap for a full season, ever. They might have had one or two bad games at most. So when I see someone like Martin Odegaard is nicking a living being the captain at Arsenal. Now, obviously, it wasn't his choice. It was given to him, but it just shows what weak mentality we've got. The guy there, what stood there, who people might not even know, by the way, Mikel Arteta's never even played for Spain. So, big round of applause for an embarrassment. Never even had a cap for Spain. Not once has Mikel Arteta ever been able to play for his own country because he wasn't good enough. Never been a manager before. And if he doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League, there's going to be backlash. But what I'm trying to say is, Martin Odegaard is an embarrassment to my football club being the captain. He possesses nothing what a captain should. And Declan Rice should be the captain all day long. And if it's not Declan Rice, it should be Gabriel. You really think? Yeah, if you're on about Aubameyang, he's 20 times better captain than Martin Odegaard. Jesse Mahai, you can blame the players. They voted for him. I don't believe that. Don't believe it at all. I bet if you sat all players down in room and asked if Declan Rice could be a better captain than Martin Odegaard, I know what answer would be. Latvian, did they really vote for him or was just PR? Yeah, it's just PR, Latvian. It's just PR again, mate. From like last night watching that documentary about him, you ought to seen all shit what they were coming out, and you think, just look what they have to say. Like they literally make sure you say this about him, make sure you say that about him. Was just PR from Arteta and Arsenal just to quiet the noise. Tony Adams raised. There you go. That's exactly. Tony Adams was right all about it. He was right from when he said it that Odegaard is not good enough to be the captain of Arsenal Football Club. He's not. He's not a captain. He's not a captain at all. He's the weakest captain you could ever imagine in football. Like that game against Chelsea in first leg, where he lost the ball and he's like, oh, I can't be bothered to get that anyway. If that had been Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, Thierry Henry, John Terry, Roy Keane, Steven Gerrard, they would have run absolutely their last drop of sweat to get that ball back. They would have stretched. They would have probably got a yellow card. They would have took a booking. They would have given everything to win that ball back. But Martin Odegaard lost it, and he's like, oh, yeah, ball's gone. Ball's gone. You know what I mean? No one can tell me that Martin Odegaard deserves to be the captain of Arsenal Football Club, and he should be sold. It's time now, because I know what's going to happen. It's happened for many years in a row. They're going to end up keeping Martin Odegaard. They're going to end up keeping Kai Havertz. They're going to play shit again next season. And then we're going to end up getting about 20 million for Kai Havertz and maybe 30 million for Martin Odegaard. And that's just how it's been at Arsenal. Even when chief negotiator was here, Dick Law. And that cannot happen. But, like I said, we have a new guy in town, Andre Berta, and he's not messing. And he requires standards. And I've seen something the other day saying apparently he will sell players if they're underperforming. He will not allow players to stay at Arsenal. So let's just have a look at this guy, because I honestly think he's the real... What the frick's that? I honestly think Andre Berta is the real deal. And it's kind of like 1 year now, I think, that he's been in charge. But he's not here to fuck about, apparently. He's not here to mess around. Apparently, he requires standards, and if they're not met, apparently, what I read, I can't remember where I read it, but it was on Twitter, he will sell the players, and he's not shy to just say, see ya. But this is the guy what could sack Mikel Arteta. So anyone what's obsessed with Mikel Arteta, who just supports Mikel Arteta and don't actually support Arsenal, get ready. Because if Arteta doesn't win the Premier League or Champions League, Arteta's done. He'll be gone. Andre Berta will make sure Mikel Arteta is out if he doesn't win the Premier League or Champions League. Max Crow, come on, Berta, count. Absolutely, Max. That's what I mean. Yeah. Same. Let me go to Black Crow. It's like my kid when spitting the sweets. 1 for you, 2 for me. Yes, mate. Absolutely, Latvian. Jack Swagger, Arteta out. Here, looking like a Thunderbird villain. Yes. Get him out of this club. And you know, the thing is, and all, like, it is mad because even there's a lot of people what are saying, even if he does win the Premier League or the Champions League, they still want him gone. They still want him gone. Actually, I know I want him gone anyway. I definitely want him sacked all day long. I do not want to see Mikel Arteta at this club next season because there's not a chance he will change the football. And this football, what we are playing currently under Mikel Arteta, it is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. And he is that cautious. Like I said, Arteta would lay in a bath in a life jacket. You do not play Declan Rice and Zubimendi, your two defensive-minded midfielders, against the Wolverhampton Wanderers team, which happened on the 13th of December, who had not won one game all season. And he played Declan Rice and Zubimendi. That's when I looked and I just thought, is this guy that scared of losing? Seriously. Instead of thinking about losing, start thinking about fucking winning. Because the amount of times we've got away with it this season, and even against Wolves, like I said, that 13th of December game, we were hanging on. We were lucky and we had to score an own goal in 94th minute to end up winning that game. Sorry. We had to get an own goal in 94th minute to win that game. The first goal was an own goal as well. And I just thought, why? When I seen team lineup, I thought, is he all right? What? You've got a chance to steamroll Wolves, get it over and done with, maybe in first half, which then can allow you to start resting players, which we needed to. And yet we make hard work of it because he went that defensive, it were unreal. To me, that game was set for Norgard. Should have played Norgard in middle on his own and played, at the time, because he was still here, played Ethan Wanyeri and Abricha Eze in front of Norgard and just said to Norgard, right, just sit there, do your defensive duties, you know what to do, be disciplined, control the game, show your experience, and let Eze and Ethan Wanyeri just have a free roll and run riot and bring that creative energy, that intensity, that urgency, getting the ball out fast to the strikers, to the wingers, and let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's kill this game up. Let's get this game out of the way by near enough half time or just after. Instead, we're looking like we were fighting to get into top 6 that night. Again, a horrendous performance. Horrendous. We had to score in the 94th minute by an own goal, or else we end up drawing it. So there's that many games, and I look and I just think, look. Oh yeah, very lucky. Arsenal's very lucky. Because the amount of games where I've posted things even at half time saying, what another shambolic half of football from Arsenal. And we have. It's not like me making it up or people in chat. Amount of times this season we have been horrendous, boring to watch. We've had zero intensity, zero urgency in our game. We've been passed about like Liverpool when they came to Emirates and they didn't have no Ekatike, no Salah, no Isaac. And in second half, they were passing the ball around us like they were top at league. And I use this one as an example as well a lot. If they'd had Ekitike, Salah, or Isaac, Liverpool win. We'd have lost that game. Yeah, we didn't lose it. We're drawn. But I'm just saying, if they'd had an attacking player, we would have got beat that night, because in that second half, I couldn't believe what I'm watching. I'm looking at him thinking, hold on a minute. What the fuck is happening here? Liverpool are passing that ball round us and just like as if to say, come on have a go. Come and have a go. Nothing. And Arteta just stood there at touchline and thought, Liverpool, they've turned up in second half. They're passing it round us. Didn't do anything to change it, didn't cause Onslaught a new problem at all. Just sat back and let it roll away. And like I said, it's good job Liverpool didn't have a striker that night, or that's it. We'd have got 100%. We would have lost Liverpool that night if they had a Salah, Ekitike, or Isaac. Arsenal lose that game at Emirates, because the way they were passing it around us, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? What is happening? And then that's where the manager comes in. If that's happening, not him now, I can't point to you on screen because Berta's there. Your manager is then responsible for looking on the touchline and thinking, this isn't working. We've got to completely do something to change something to flip this game, because Liverpool are passing round us, and they were passing round us and making us look daft at times at Emirates. They didn't create massive chances, but they were making us look daft the way they were passing, like there was if say, come and get ball. And they were just settled, like thought, there's not going to be an headache from Arsenal. They're not going to bring nothing when it comes to attacking side of it. That's where the manager comes in. That's where the man who gets paid 15.6 fucking million a year comes in and looks at that from the touchline and think, whoa, this ain't good enough. Observe it from the touchline, seen what I need to see, 5-10 minutes second half, got to change. Do you know what? We're going to cause Liverpool a huge problem. We're going to play two up front. And I keep saying, I use this all the time because it works sometimes, and it causes teams massive problems. It disrupts them big time because you don't see it much. We're going to go two up front for 10 minutes, and we're going to disrupt Liverpool, and it does, because they'll be looking and thinking, whoa, why is Arsenal attacking here? And it feels like they've got an extra man. Why they got an extra man up top all the time? Because we've pushed two up front. We've got two up front for 10 minutes. It disrupts all the opponent's team. Obviously, in this case, we live in Liverpool. It'll disrupt him. Onslaught will be looking and observing, thinking, hold on a minute, why is Arsenal getting more at ball? And when they get in it, they like be more effective. What's happening? Nah, nothing. That's Arteta. If it don't work, sorry, 4-3-3, and let's just see how we go. But you know what? He just relies on Gabriel and Saliba and the defence to either win a game, or end up drawing. And yes, a lot of times, because we've got Gabriel and Saliba, who to me, they are the best centre-back pairing in world football, they can handle it. You know, I still trust them against any team in the world, even though the concentration has dipped this year. We've conceded a lot more goals this year than what we did last year. But again, there's that many things where this manager's and the latest one, like I said, it's the injuries. If these players have picked injuries up, maybe people like Zubamendi and that, you would look and think, do you know what? He's literally been ran into ground. He's never been given a rest. Norgard's never even started in Premier League, I don't think, still. So that to me, like I said, if we've got some genuine injuries, Mikel Arteta deserves 90% of the blame for this, definitely. But will he get it? Absolutely not. Will he have people licking his licorice ear and oh, Mikel, we until the wheels fall off, Gaffer. Fucking hell. When they say that, honestly, you see it all the time. I back you, Mikel, until the wheels fall off, Gaffer. Right. So if I don't win Premier League, then see, this is the thing. There's that much ignorance with some of these big followers. Sorry, with these big channels. There's that much ignorance about them, and they think, oh, we can just say all this, and it's all positive, it's all nice, it's all rosy. They don't think of the bigger picture, thinking, right, we'll back you. That's what they say. We'll back you till the wheels fall off. Okay, then I'll tell you this, then, shall I? Because if we don't win the Premier League or Champions League this season, I'll say it right now on the 30th of March. Hands up, and I'm going to say it right now, and people can call me out, whatever, if I get it wrong. If Arsenal Football Club don't win that Premier League or Champions League, we will lose a big player in the summer. Someone will leave who you think, shit. They will walk away from this club and say, I've had enough, I've put faith in it, process just does not work, it didn't work, didn't really want to be believing in it, but they've tried. It's not worked. Now I'm thinking of myself, and I'm sick of going season after season, not winning trophies. That's what's going to happen. These big profiles won't mention anything like that. You know why? Because they've got a lot of ignorance towards it, because they think everything's always positive, everything's always perfect, because they won't say anything wrong about Arsenal, anything wrong about Arteta, because they feel they're going to get told off, or an email saying, you can't say this, why you're saying this about Arteta and Arsenal, you're bad, you're naughty. They're like childs, some of these big channels. But whereas me and other people and people in the chat, we look at bigger pictures and we actually say things what's got different meanings to it. We don't just think, oh, yeah, everything's positive, everything's brilliant. Yeah, we're 9 points clear that in quarterfinals, the semis. Sorry, quarterfinal, just been in the final, 9 points clear. Nah. What I look at is that we're playing Man City at the Etihad, who I'm 99% confident will lose. And what I also look at as well is this team has just been in a final for the first time in 6 years, who, by the way, some of these players what play for Arsenal have only just reached the first final in their career ever. Some of them have never won a trophy, ever. Nkapé is an invincible at Bayer Leverkusen. Yeah, we know that. Declan Rice won a trophy. Yeah, we know that. Ethan Wanyere, European Championship winner, under 21 with England. Wait a minute. Did I just say Ethan Wanyere? Ethan Wanyere. Let me think. Yeah, that's that player meant to be at future of Arsenal, wasn't it? 9 goals last season in EFL, Premier League, and Champions League. In his breakthrough season, just turned 19 in March, Ethan Wanyere. Yeah, I remember him. But then this manager got hold of him and took the piss out of him. Yeah. But he's won more than Arteta's won already in his international career, because Mikel Arteta never even actually got a cap for Spain. Very embarrassing. So I looked at, like I say, more bigger pictures, that we're playing Man City. And Man City are 9 points clear, but they have a game in hand. We've still got to play them. And these players have been done it many a times. When you see all this, again, I'll use that word, arrogance. Well, we're about to win league. Are we? Oh, right, we are we? Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're about to win league then, are we? So if I start saying stuff like, so we're about to win league, but Man City's still got a game in hand. We've still got to play them. We've got to play Newcastle. We've got to play West Ham, who could be fighting for their lives. We might win league. We might win Champions League. We might win them both. But I look at the bigger picture, and I get a lot of things right about football. I get things wrong, but I'll always put my hands up when I get things wrong. But, in fact, let me just stop this sharing now. I want to bring myself in, look at my ugly mug for a bit. So I look at the bigger picture, and I like to look at things and think, yeah, that can happen, and I always will do. And I look at it like this. We played our first final in 6 years and got humiliated and got taught a footballing lesson by Manchester City, who Man City, for them, playing in that final was just second nature. Just a normal day out, just another day out for Man City. Most of Man City players are double winners, treble winners, Champions League winners, Premier League winners, everything. Rodri, European champion, Euro winner with Spain. You got John Stones on bench because he's obviously had a big injury this season. Won doubles, trebles. You got Phil Foden, won 6 titles, I think it is, on bench at the moment at City. Why is it that people, well, like I said, these people on Twitter, some of them never even been to watch Arsenal ever, which I understand if you haven't. But some of these people have probably been watching football for 5 years. And they thought, right, Arsenal, that takes off. If you post about Arsenal and say everything positive and post loads of pictures daily about Arteta, what he's done and this and all these players, I'll get loads of followers and subscribers. And it's worked. But they've got no knowledge about Arsenal Football Club or actual football itself when you see these people say, we're about to win the Premier League. Right. So we're not up against a team then what's got full of winners. Man City's team is full of winners. Nearly all of them have won trophies. Do you think they're really scared of Arsenal right now? After just seeing what turned up in that Carabao Cup final, they humiliated us. They gave us a footballing lesson. And we play like that again, we will not win this Premier League. And I'll say that as well, right now. I hope I'm wrong. I've seen Arsenal win 3 titles. So, some people have not even, some people just support Arsenal because Mikel Arteta. They're just Mikel Arteta fans. They're not real Arsenal fans, people. Please get that into your head and start using your own initiative. You are not a real fan if you just support Mikel Arteta. He has never been bigger than Arsenal, and he never will be. And if I can go into even more things where I could be babbling in a minute, even as a football player for Arsenal, he played 5 years. He's not even a legend as a player. But when Emmanuel Petit signed from Monaco in 97 and Mark Overmars signed from Ajax in 97, and they both left and went to Barcelona in year 2000, 3 seasons, they're Arsenal legends. They're Arsenal legends. So what I'm saying is, I look at the bigger picture. We're about to win league. Okay, we really are we? Well, I'll tell you this. If we don't win the Premier League or Champions League, we lose a big player. One of the big players will turn around, and I think it'll be Saliba, will just turn around and say, I want trophies. He's already made it clear he wants trophies. He's sick of winning through seasons with no trophy in his pocket. They want to win trophies. They're literally warring the club. Like Saliba said it, I'm sick of going through seasons with no trophies in my pocket. He's basically saying he's wanting trophies now. Because why would Saliba, Declan Rice, Gabriel keep turning up for international duty like they're on now and hearing all the other players, Mbappe, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Foden, John Stones, who's in the England camp at the moment, talking about, winning Champions Leagues, winning Premier Leagues. And then all Declan Rice can say is, well, yeah, I won a trophy at West Ham. Not won anything at Arsenal, only just reached our first final in 6 years. And we got humiliated and taught, we got literally taught a football lesson by Man City. Why does Saliba want to keep winning on international duty with France? And then Mbappe, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, talking about how good it is winning trophies. How good it is, when you've won that Champions League, Premier League. They've had enough. They've had enough. This is the last season they'll put up with it. They're going to either win, they want the Premier League or the Champions League, or they're gone. And I'm not saying Gabriel Saliba and Declan Rice are all going to leave together, but one big player is going to leave Arsenal Football Club if we don't win that Premier League and Champions League, because they're fed up. And like I said, all these Arsenal fans will just, support Arteta, and so they're not even Arsenal fans. I can't even class them as an Arsenal fan. They don't know any history, wouldn't even know when Arsenal were formed. And they say things like, "Oh, it's the arrogance of it. Oh, we're about to win league," and they don't know anything about football. Let me tell you, that's a fact. They've got no knowledge about Arsenal whatsoever. Wouldn't even know Charlie George's. But I'm going to tell you this: yes, we might win the Premier League. We might win the Champions League. Hopefully we do. Like I said, I've seen 3 titles. I've seen Arsenal win doubles, invincibles. But what we seen on Sunday against Man City, they humiliated us. When the pressure was on, you could see these players in this Arsenal team. Most of them have never even won a trophy in their life, in their career. Or some of them have never even reached a final. And it's a shame, because we've got some fantastic individual players. Like I said, Gabriel Saliba, best centre-back pairing in world football. Timber's one of the best right-backs in the world at the moment, I would say. Declan Rice, worst game he's had all season, but he is one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment. But when the pressure's on, they can't deliver. And Man City just thought, right, we've pissed about in first half, not really played that well. Second half, bang. Couldn't get near him. Could not get near him. If that had been a 4-0 and the way Man City played, you would have said it was one of the most one-sided, I would say, halves of football in the final ever. If that had ended up being 4-0, because how they played, they smothered us, owned us, stronger than us, quicker than us. Most of their players were showing for the ball. They were getting the ball back off us. They were stronger in the shoulder barges. The duels were better. They brought a lot more intensity, a lot of urgency. Yeah, they didn't pep at goal. They didn't have 25 shots, but they controlled us, man. They just dominated. They absolutely humiliated us and taught Arsenal football a lesson. So these players now, this is the bigger picture, have been there and done it. So don't be surprised if Man City just go on a run now and that switch has been flipped. Now, they're not the Man City of 2-3 years ago. We know that. And with the defence is leaky. But even again, Sunday, another point. They didn't even have fucking Mark Gay and Diaz, and we didn't lay a glove on them whatsoever. They were playing Kushinoff and Nathan Ake, who, by the way, Ake were fantastic. And that were their centre-back pairing, who probably never played together all season. And people say, before you mention the bullshit about Arsenal's injuries, it's crap, it's shit. Because Man City's had loads of injuries. Rodri was out nearly all last season. He missed all start of this season. Kovacic hasn't even kicked a freaking ball for Man City yet this season. John Stones was out, has only just come back about 6-7 weeks ago. Cherky was out at start of the season. So they've sold Edison, they've sold De Bruyne, and look where they are, still around there. So to me, when people say, "Oh, we're about to win league," I hate that. It just shows arrogance, and it just shows probably the people what are saying it, they've probably supported Arsenal since Arteta's took over. They're only Arteta fans and not actually Arsenal fans, or they've been watching football about 5 years and they have zero knowledge about actual football and how it works, how a title race can turn on its head, go from good to bad, and just have no clue about football. But they've lied and bullshitted all on Twitter and everything, and posted happy little things about Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, and people are that brainwashed. Really? That's happening? Yeah. Oh, right, I'll have to follow and subscribe because I believe that. Well, it's not factually true. Like I seen something on Facebook the other day. Someone who's got about 100,000 followers or something or whatever, and I'm thinking that is 100% factually wrong what you've just posted. I nearly commented on it, but I just left it. Texas Novell 4997. We are just doing what Man United did in the early 2000s. I'm just going to go back down these and have a read a few as well. Everyone saying now with these injuries, Arteta will be forced to play MLS and Max. I 100% get it, but it shouldn't come to this shit. Hits the fan. He relies on youth to save it. Yep, absolutely. Yep, just like they did last season, Latvian with Miles, Lewis Skelly, and even Wanyeri. Latvian Guna, 1 for me, 2 for you exactly. Latvian Guna, this guy's career is dependent on kids saving his ass. It was just Diamond's turn. This go around, absolutely. That's Swagger. Propaganda FC, Arsenal PR team are feeding narratives to sites like AFTV. They make excuses for every Arteta bad. Yep, absolutely. God, I used to watch AFTV all the time, people. Never used to miss a thing. Used to watch Robbie's Transfer Daily, Matchreact, everything. Not watched it now for about 2 years. I don't follow anything. I don't sub. It's completely changed. Like we're going to Black Squirrel, it was ESR and Saka, then Ethan and Miles, Lewis Skelly. Now it's Max. This season, Max has no help, though. So see what happens. Yep, great points, Latvian. Absolutely. Facts. That is facts. That's what I get. Nicola Living, Arteta, Nicola Living, Odegaard, Nicola Living, Calafiore, Nicola Living, Trossard. Yep, absolutely. 15.6 million Arteta's on. It's just horrendous, isn't it? It's honestly, that is a piss take. To managers what have actually won trophies and been winning them through the career, for someone to be earning that much, it's just honestly, it's a piss take. It's disrespectful. Obviously, the Kroenkes have gave it him, but it's just so disrespectful to mention that number when you've got proper managers what have won trophies all through the career. I guess you could say Diamond plus Salmon, because it'll likely come down to that. Yeah. Jaden Dixon might have to even jump in at centre back a little bit. We signed from Stoke in January. He's 6'2" and all. Big lad he will be. And then we've got Andre Anus, Aram, I think it is, or other way round. He might have to play a little bit. I doubt they'll bring him in now. Let me go. Still pissed that MLS looked mad good against Atleti. Yep, in the 8 and set Martin up for his second goal and all that. Then he just ploughed his way through middle, and that's what you look at that and you think that just shows the attributes he's got to be a midfielder. He spent the midfield. Yeah, never have we seen him in midfield since Norgard as 56 minute in Prem, less than 2 minutes per game. I know. That's what I'm saying, Latvian, mate. It's annoying because he treats Norgard like a youth team player. I mean, Black Squirrel, don't worry. White, Moscow, Calafiore, MLS backline against Sporting will be revolutionary if it comes to that. Whew, imagine that. MLS, White, Moscow, Calafiore, MLS. I know. That is a makeshift and off. That is fucking hell. That's Crow, Latvian Gunner. The anticipation is killing me. Let's go. He's an England Everton legend. I'm guessing you talk about Mikel Arteta. Let's go. Still is good. Saliba is going to leave us for PSG next season. Yeah, honestly, I think one's going. If we don't win that Premier League or Champions League, one's going. One will go 100%. They're not going to keep putting up with not winning trophies. They're going to get fed up on it. They're going to have to start thinking themselves, and rightly so. Like Gabriel said himself, to be considered world class, him and Saliba must win. He did. This is what I mean. It's all right, me keep saying it, and other people say it, but even Gabriel said it. They've got to win trophies. And Saliba must win majors. Gabriel is 28. He is prime. He will want to win. He wants the legacy, and if not at Arsenal, he will fight. This is what I'm saying, people. Like Latman just said, Gabriel's 28, man. He's probably thinking, I should be having 2 Premier League titles in pocket. You know what I mean? Or at least 2 or 3 trophies. He's not. They're not going to put up with it. 100%. I tell you something. By 20th of April, you're going to see what this Arsenal team's made of. I'm telling you now. You're going to see what this Arsenal team is made of by 20th of April after we've played Man City. We might be out of the Champions League by then. We might be out of the FA Cup and slipped up in league. And Man City, if they beat us, they could take over us in that game. Or we could be semi-final Champions League, semi-final FA Cup. And even if we lose to City, we could still be 7 or 8 points clear, which then you would say it's done. So we are going to see by 20th of April what this team is really made of. Because, like I said, and I keep saying it, and I use the bigger picture, and you have to, everything in life, as well as football. We're up against Manchester City, who have got players who are not looking at this thinking, oh, shit, it's getting nervy. What do we do? We can't bring ourselves to get going in big game. These players at Man City have won multiple trophies, doubles, trebles. Even got people on bench what's won trebles and doubles. Phil Foden's on bench a lot at Man City at the moment, and he's won 6 titles. That's why I could not express it enough and put emphasis on it enough that this game against Man City, what we've just played in that final Carabao Cup, that was the first stepping stone Arsenal really needed to break that duck, as we say, to break that duck, to crack the iceberg, to get that winning mentality into the players, to breed that confidence into these players, to make them realise and think, we don't turn up at finals no more and we lose. We don't bottle these finals. We turn up and we win trophies. And that trophy now, what's given out in March, what's the Carabao Cup, that says Arsenal on it. Good feeling, isn't it? We finally won a trophy. That was the first stepping stone where we could potentially be onto something special, where we could just keep winning trophies this season. We could continue it next season. We don't know now. I'm going to probably end on this. We don't know now if these players have got enough mentality to pick themselves up straight away like that. Because some of the, like I said, most of Arsenal's players have never won nothing. And they've only just reached the first final in the whole career. Excuse me. So we have no clue whatsoever what Arsenal's going to turn up against Southampton, Sporting Lisbon and Bournemouth. It could be fantastic. We could see the same Arsenal what played against Aston Villa in the second half on the 30th of December. Or Inter Milan, Atletico, Bayern Munich, Tottenham home, Tottenham away. We could see that Arsenal. Then we will probably win the Premier League, definitely. But what if these players can't pick themselves up? What if it's still in the mind of that they've just done something and think, shit, we've just lost the final. Whereas Man City players, it's just second nature to them. They've won multiple trophies as a group. Pep has won multiple trophies as a manager. 18 or 19 finals, I think Pep's been to now, and he's won 14 of them. We've got Mikel Arteta as the manager of Arsenal Football Club, what never even managed a football team in his fucking life. And he's never even played for Spain. And we've got him trying to influence these players, what most of them have never even won a trophy in their life. So don't be surprised if this Arsenal team don't turn up against Southampton or Bournemouth or Sporting Lisbon and they still can't get over it. Because that's what can happen to a team what's not used to it. Now, for Man City, it's second nature. If they'd have lost that final, they would still probably be able to pick themselves up because these players have been there and done it. And like I said, most of Man City players have won doubles, trebles, the lot. But that's why I said Sunday is the first stepping stone to breed the confidence into these players, to give them that lift, to give them that push, to make them believe, to make them think, yeah, we've got that feeling now of winning a trophy, standing there, lifting a trophy knowing how it feels, making them think, and we want more. We want to win that Premier League. We want to win that FA Cup. We want to win that Champions League. Now, we've got to think these players are probably nervous. Nervous. They've failed on the first hurdle with a disgraceful, shambolic, piss-poor performance and got taught a footballing lesson and was humiliated by Man City. So this could either go both ways, let me tell you. These players could get angry from it and think, right, we will not put performance like that again, even though they've played like that so many times this season and got away with it. Well, this time we didn't against City. So this time we didn't get away with it. Now, this could go both ways. They could get angry from this and realise and think we've got to step the fuck up and wake up, or we're going to end up winning trophyless if we play like that again and really turn up for the rest of the season in every competition. Or it could be potentially something, what happens in football when a team goes out of competition and they've got an hangover. Next minute, you see them and think, fucking hell, they haven't won in 3 Premier League games. They've drawn 2 and lost 1. It could happen. I'm not saying it will. It could happen because, like I keep saying for the billionth time, most of these Arsenal players have won nothing in their career, not 1 trophy. So where's their winning mentality? Where's the breed of confidence? You're telling me that won't knock those players. Trust me, it'll knock those players, but are they good enough to deal with it? Are they good enough up there? Me personally, there's a potential hangover coming, but I think we could look a bit shit and we could drop points in league. I really do. I don't know. I'm not sure again. I said it the other day, but I can't remember what I did now. But I'll say this. We play like we did against Man City. We're going to drop points. Newcastle will cause us a problem. Bournemouth probably will. And if West Ham are fighting for their life, they will cause us a problem. And we've got no chance of beating Barcelona playing like that. Right. I'm just going to go through these comments and then I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much, everybody, as well, for joining me. Smash those likes and subscribe as well to channel. It really does help. And let's find out more about these injuries. Are they genuine? Is the club being precautious, even though the national team of these players, whoever they're representing, they get the say so? They won't just be allowed to say, oh yeah, let's go home. No. They would have probably been informed. Like Shane Gooner said it in one of the comments. Big up to Shane as well. He said it. The team of the player, the managers, coach, medical staff, physios, they would have said, right, that player's not fit enough to play. Oh, go away, home. Okay, they treated the cup final like a pre-season friendly. Absolutely, they did. KK, they were shocking, mate. A disgraceful performance. Everything was bad. They got humiliated. Let me go into Arteta probably thought the final was a league game, so played for a draw and 1 point. I know. I think I agree with you, Lapman. I really do, my guy. Leprechaun, Tibbsy, up to no good. We want the majors, bigger fish to fry. The cup is beneath us. Top Gooners 2026. That's all it is. That's all it is, Leprechaun. That's what they're saying. Oh, we've got bigger fish to fry. And we're about to win the league. Yeah, some of these people have never even watched Arsenal play, which I can understand that. But some of these people have never... They've been watching football for about 5 years. They ain't got a freaking clue how a title race works. Andy, should we ignore the Champions League and FA Cup, focusing only on the Premier League to avoid embarrassment? Great point, Andy. I know what you're saying. Like we're resting players, but no, because we've got to win something, Andy. And I just don't think we're in a situation to do that, mate. I think we have to take every single game in every single competition very seriously now. Very seriously. That means you're gonna never, Andy. Don't like this type of stuff. You are either in it to win it or you don't take part at all. Yeah, full throttle right till the end, Latvian. Definitely. Leprechaun. Top Gooners say Arsenal have the best squad in the world. best young manager in the world. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is best depth in the world. No reason to not win the Premier League and CAL if Arteta and Arsenal are so amazing. There you go, Leprechaun. That's what I'm saying. Yep, absolutely. I don't think they realise what they're saying sometimes, these top gooners. Leprechaun Rennie Schlegel has never used injury excuse last season and this season, and yet she has won 2 majors. Yep. The club kind of cup against Corinthians, and obviously the Champions League against Barcelona women, who were the best in the world in Portugal. She won it. And Rennie Schlegel's, like I said, she took over. Sorry, she came from Rosengard Women, came to Arsenal. When she was at Rosengard Women, she won 2 back-to-back titles, came to Arsenal in 2023 as an assistant. She then became the interim manager last October, I think it was. And then in January, she took full charge and won the Champions League in the summer just gone. I think might have got something wrong there, but I think I'm not far off. I want them to win league. I want Arsenal women to win league, but it's not going to happen because Man City women's going to win league, especially while they've got that player Shaw up front who's scoring goals for him last season and scoring this season. Let's go. Let me go next. Slaggers is quality. The Lady Gunners are absolutely hooping. Yeah, beat Tottenham women 5-2 other day. I think they've left it. Well, they have left it too late now. They're not going to win league. They're not going to win league. 4 minutes, and I'm wrapping up. Again, people, thank you very much for jumping in the chat. It's been a lit chat. Some new people, I believe, and some good comments. And it's been flowing. So maybe we'll find out more about these injuries today. In fact, for the last 4 minutes, let's put it on screen. Let's get it on screen. I haven't deleted it. I can't really be asked to find that again. There we are. Right, 1 second. So there we go. Just for people who's new to the channel, who's just joined us, that's what we've got. There's your injuries. That man there, though, who stood there, that stubborn smug prick in the black coat, he's 90% to blame for this, if these are genuine injuries. Don's in the building. Don, let's have a look what we've got. Big up to my guy, Don. I am guessing some of the injuries are fake. If that guess is right, then we will be fine for next 2 or 3 games. Don't know, Don. Don't know. Don't know if they're fake or not. But like I said, and I'm gonna say this probably for the 6th time already in this stream. If these injuries are genuine, that guy there is 90% to blame, because here we go again. On the 13th of December, at home at the Emirates against Wolverhampton Wanderers, who've not won a game all season. So they've picked form up now. Rob Edwards beating Aston Villa, beating Liverpool, drawing to Arsenal. But on the 13th of December, when we played Wolverhampton Wanderers at home at the Emirates, Christmas period, everything should be perfect. This stubborn smug prick plays Zubimendi and Declan Rice in the midfield. 2 defensive midfielders at home, Saturday night, Sky Sports, televised, against the team what not won a game all season. And he plays 2 defensive-minded midfielders. And then to add, and I'll kind of finish on this, we're beating Leeds 4-0 at Ellen Road, and he keeps Declan Rice on the pitch, Gabriel, and William Saliba. He, people, is the biggest problem at Arsenal Football Club. He should have never been appointed. Now, I hope to freaking God he wins that Premier League or Champions League, or there's going to be a gigantic backlash. And Andre Berta will take him away from Arsenal Football Club, because he knows that the fans will not accept him. There'll be more Arteta out than more Arteta in, let me tell you, if he does not win that Premier League or Champions League He will not be welcome at the Emirates. It'll be horrible because people say you fucking footballs, your football shit. You've spent 1 billion. You've had 6 years, which will be 7 years on 19th of December /20th. You don't rest players at right time. You're using Norgard, who's an ex-Brentford captain, who's an established Premier League football, treating him like a youth team player, which he has done. He's the biggest problem. Mikel Arteta is the biggest problem. You're going to see, good morning, British Shane, big up. Let me get any players left out there are Gyökeres and Norgard. Both tomorrow play final, and if they win, they qualify for the World Cup. Yep. Right, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to. Shall I do 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes. I'm going to say good morning, British Shane, big up. I knew you were going to come in with that. Going to see, look at that massive list. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it is going to see. It is. And like I've said it, Arteta's 90% to blame for this. 90% to blame. But I can't keep going and mentioning that example with the Wolves game. I just can't. I can't keep saying that. I've said it, I think, 6 times in this stream already. He is the one to blame. He's 90% to blame for this. If they're genuine injuries, where Zubamendi, he's got a knee brace on. It shows you in training. Zubamendi's got a knee brace. He's the one. He's the one what should take 90% of the blame for this. Because, like I said, Zubamendi, he's there and he's got the knee brace on. Right, people, I want to wrap this up. Thank you very much as well for everybody who's joined tonight. It's been a good show. 2 hours and 30 minutes as well, 2.5 hours. Big up to everybody. Hope everybody's good. Smash those likes and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning, rest of your afternoon, etc. Arteta is the biggest problem at this football club. Just leave it on that one. All right, let's just. That's it. I'm out, people. Thank